dining room thermostat. It's at 73. Set to 66. We'll set that back to 70. But this one seems like it's doing something. It feels kind of cool out here. But we'll have to get up on the roof and verify. This thermostat over here, completely blank. Yeah, we got nothing. So R2 number 1, that's not tripped. Let's see, cooler. That one's not, no, that's R2 number 2. So there's only 2 R2s on this building, neither of which are tripped. So let's get up to the roof. Another issue that they were having is this back unit, the one with the blank thermostat. It drips from the ceiling. It's a little bit of water on the floor. They just mopped it up before I arrived, but so that's something we'll need to take in consideration as we get up on this roof here. All right, let's go. All right, guys, so if it wasn't obvious, we have a restaurant here with no AC. Condensing coil looks good. Not gonna bother even thinking about cleaning that, so it looks so great. Notice our trap is not trapped. I don't understand how we need to go like that to trap it, right? I mean, I don't. Oh, look at that, you smart son of a bitch. But what I'll have to do is I'll have to chop this down, because obviously this sits higher than our drain. So yeah, that's, we'll have to, or I'll just see if I have a proper trap in my truck. The unit looks fairly new. Oh man, the accessibility is going to be interesting. Not terrible, just interesting. So this is our dining room unit. The dining room was about 73, as you saw. This one could be fine. It looks new enough to still be fine. This unit over here is the unit with the blank thermostat. This must be, what is this? Oh, that's our spare condenser. It's garbage. That condensing coil looks like absolute dog shit. The economizer filter is, I mean, it's pretty good, right? I can see through it, so it's pretty good. I'm not gonna do anything with that. Our trap is not really trapped, but I mean, there is moisture right there. So it did run at one point in time before the thermostat went blank. The other super interesting thing is right over there, we have a pissed off looking goose with 2 goose eggs. So I don't know how much trouble that goose is gonna give me if I go over there and start messing with shit. Yeah, we definitely need to clean this condensing coil. That looks like garbage. Disconnect looks like it's on. That goose looks super pissed off. That's a stupid spot for a nest. Do you know that goose? Like, that's real stupid. Why would you build a nest right there out of garbage? Huh? You idiot. Alright, let's start over here. The supply temp is 52 and dropping. I can hear moisture building up in our trap. It's just not trapped properly. So what I believe is going on is that this unit is trying to cool down the entire building, as that unit over there is apparently off. So I'm going to stretch a hose up here, shut this thing down, clean the condensing coil, trap it properly. I'll check a couple other things. I'm going to check the belt, check our filters, and kind of see where those stand. Just peeling right off there. I'm just using straight water on this because there's no sign of any like grease or stickiness. It's just cottonwood. Dun, 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 dun. Get that out of there. Yummy. And when I'm done, I'm going to spray all this stuff down on the other side of the roof. So I don't want it to dry and then get sucked back up into the coil again. That'd be counterproductive, wouldn't it? Yeah, belt's in decent condition. Pulley is really, really bad, so I'll be quoting to replace that. Knowing this location, they probably won't say yes, but we'll zip tie those up out of the way. Nothing else too crazy here. All right, those filters look, I don't know, they're pretty good. Probably get another season out of them, at least. I don't see an issue with those at all, possibly restricting any sort of airflow, right? Let's see. I mean, where's the sun? Can you see through it? Those are pretty good. Yeah. Now we'll grab some new filters somewhere. I can't even keep those in there. These got to be original because this unit looks like it's a couple years old. Good God. I have to brush this coil off a little bit. Luckily it's not terrible. Alright, we got to spray a little bit and then wait a little bit. Stuff is just thick in there, dude. I have a very small NTE on this job, and not to exceed amount of $500 per unit, which, you know, I'm going to do my best to get them some comfort today. But I don't know, I might have to come back and clean this coil again. But also, the odds of them ever putting any sort of preventative maintenance program in place to prevent this issue from happening again, slim to none. I know I'm going to get a little bit of water in my supply, or my return rather. I just want to keep that to a minimum, if at all possible. I mean, if I had the time, I'd be taking some panels off. I'd get a board, you know, some tarp or whatever to cover up this return. But yeah, this is what I consider a real world situation. Real world. Just gross, man. This is one of these places that sells fried chicken, and like, there's just so much grease in the air. It's just ridiculous. Water's coming out a little bit cleaner now. Alright, this other unit here, got it mostly clean. I just popped all the screws out so we can see if it's splittable or not. I don't think it is. It's not. Single layer. Alright, so pop them screws back in there and we'll move on. You know, it always worries me when I find just dryers floating around on rooftops. And I'm sure you're asking yourself, well, Bill, why does it frighten you? Why are you so scared of dryers floating around on rooftops? Well, I'll tell you. In my opinion, when a contractor comes up here and does any sort of repair and he leaves things that, I mean, that's blatantly obvious, left behind, you know, I get it. We all make mistakes. We all forget stuff. But for the most part, if you're just willy-nilly leaving dryers on the rooftop, chances are the quality of the repair isn't really that great. Now, I know that's not always the case, but I'm generalizing here. Because also, I mean, they just left a condenser up here. You know, this is the old condenser that one replaced. And, I mean, I'm sure they had a crane up here also. I mean, they just left it on the pallet, which, you know, it is what it is. It's not the life or death of this unit. You know, there's no service caps on this unit. And this unit isn't even that old. I mean, it looks relatively new, but just little things, you know? Like, why not take that condenser down when you crane this one up? Why not take your filter dryer down when you're done repairing it? You know, and then we come over here, and we just got like this whole ass blower assembly. I know it goes to that unit. Or, well, no, I take that back. That probably went to the unit that used to sit where this one is now. So, but again, they had a crane. Why not take it down with you? Just, you know, come on, guys. Don't be lazy. Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice this. Just a compressor just sitting there. You know? But look at that. God blessed coil. Just fucking mangled, dude. Damn. So, you know, take a little bit of pride in what you do. You know, when nobody's looking, that's when it counts the most. To do a good job, to do what you know is best, to do the best practices on everything, you know. Now, I will say, when companies like this have such low NTEs, this is the quality of work they're going to get. I get it. But, you know, I'm not going to deliver this quality of work. And honestly, that's probably why I lose bids. It's probably why some of my estimates, some of my quotes come in a little bit higher than the competition, because you know, I quote extra time to do stuff like this. I quote extra time to remove blower assemblies and remove compressors, even though it really doesn't take that long. Anyway, enough of my ranting. Let's get this cover pulled off. Let's see what we're dealing with in here. See why we got nothing happening on this unit. Man, this unit has seen some better days. Good gracious. Bunch of oil right there. Missing a cover. I'll bet you our heat exchanger is just blown right out. Wires hanging down. That fan spins. Not sure about the other one. Well, we got no fault codes. We still got a blank thermostat though, so either we got no power going down or we just got a bad thermostat. But let's check our belt real quick. Heat exchanger, not terrible at all. Got a couple years left in it. You're probably wondering why you're checking the heat exchanger in the middle of summer. Well, I'll tell you. If I end up condemning both those compressors or some other sort of major thing that needs to be replaced, and it also needed a heat exchanger, that's going to influence how I quote this job, whether I quote to repair or replace. Now, chances are this unit just needs to be replaced, but you know, if we can get it up and running decently anyway, we'll do that. But some food for thought. Belt looks okay. Pulley, it's extremely worn. There's no longer any sort of a V shape to it. It just basically goes straight in. Got some wires, we'll secure those. But nothing else too alarming over here. Let's check our filters. You got a screw. Here's our filters. Again, not terrible. Probably get another season out of them, right? I mean, let's see. Oh, these are just soaking wet. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, also they're 1-inch filters, which is what every rooftop unit needs. Let's see, is this one still good? Yep, that one is also still good. And it's all floppy like an old hot dog. Delicious. if I had to guess, this evaporator froze up. These froze to it, and then they melted, and that's when they had all the water dripping down the return. So in combination with the trap wasn't really set up properly, and I don't even know if that blower works yet, so that's amazing. So those are what, 16 by 20, so we'll have to get some new filters in here as well. All right, put this cover back on, and then we'll see why our thermostat doesn't have any power. We're gonna go right to our red to ground, 24 volts. Let's see if we have anything going on. Looks like our Y1 and Y2 have been jumpered. Right there. I, of course, do not have a signal or 24 volts coming back to say cool because my thermostat is blank. So the manager said that they replaced the batteries. Since there's no common wire, we can't power that thermostat downstairs, so it's all just batteries. So let's go check it out. All right, so turns out batteries were just not good. The batteries that were changed out weren't good, so I got some fresh ones in there. Let's go pop it back on the wall, see if we get any AC upstairs. After a bit of a delay, this unit started up. Looks like we got both contactors pulled in. So upon slightly further inspection, I don't know how well it's coming across on camera, but that compressor right there is making a knocking noise. You can also hear the fans making a little bit of noise, like not like a squeal or a grinding of any kind, but also a distinct noise in the mix as well. But yeah, that left side compressor is making some weird noises. Suction line is getting a little cool, but not as cool as the first one, so yeah, I'm gonna test my supply anyway, just kind of see what we're dealing with. But honestly, this just needs to be replaced. This whole unit should just be replaced. If I do one of those compressors, I'm doing both those fans, all the contactors. Like, I'm going full big picture on it. So I'll give them the option. I mean, if they want to go big picture and do the compressor, because I'm not replacing. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to quote both compressors because they both look like just dog shit. Pardon my French kids. But even though the other one seemingly is okay, the left one is obviously knocking, not cooling. And again, I'm not even going to bother putting gauges on it because honestly, like, it's just not worth it in this condition. Well, like I said, the suction line is slightly cool, not as cool as I want it to be. Anyway, getting back to my original rant of, if I'm going to do a compressor, I'm going to do both my condensing fan motors, because I'm not going to leave original 35-year-old condensing fan motors over top of a brand new compressor. That would just be silly. What year is this guy anyway? Is that a 97? I think it's a 97, guys. So yeah, it's definitely been around the block once or twice. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this guy up, put the cover back on. I am still going to replace the filters and also grab some filters for that guy down there. And yeah, we'll get some quotes sent over and see what they want to do. Well, despite the knocking noise coming out of that compressor, we're still doing some work. We're putting out 55-degree air and pulling back 78, 80-degree air out of the kitchen. So it's not terrible. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.